guys. Hi, girls. So it is Saturday, the 3rd of February. The sun is out because in New York it's been so dreary. So I just wanted to touch on something that came up for me yesterday that, I've struggled with in my life, which is depression. So, depression is something very unique to different people, but there are billions of people who fight with depression in the world. And when I was going through my depression, I felt like I knew some things that other people didn't. My mind was racing faster than people were going along with. Like, my mind, I couldn't focus on people because I was racing. Some people don't want to speak about their depression, but I feel like it's important to speak about it when you're in it because it really helps you. And most people think that nobody wants to hear about depression, that it's so down and, no one wants to hear about that. But there are people who are in your same position that would love to just hear somebody go through the same things that they are going through. So, for instance, you know, if you're feeling something that you want to put out there and a light bulb has come on for you when it comes to depression and you want to share it with the world, please do. Because we all have unique experiences with depression, all right? Genetic could also be like what's going on with your body chemistry, your hormones, things like that. Because I remember when I had depression, I had it from when I was like in my early, teenage years into my 20s and into my later 20s. And in my teenage years, it was just kind of like crippling. I didn't want to speak and I was very quiet and I didn't know what was going on. I really didn't know any such thing was out there known as depression. So I just felt like I was just, going through a situation in my life that made me this way. And that definitely is one of the things that, can be why you have depression or why you're depressed. Your situation in life could be affecting you, okay? So aside from that, like I said, it could be your chemistry, what's going on with your body. I remember I was in my 20s and I was in a situation that was depressing, but also I was going into motherhood. I was a mom and I had gotten pregnant with my second child. Soon as I got pregnant with my second child, my depression just kind of like floated away. Like 70-80% of it was gone. Like in my pregnancy, I was not depressed. And after my pregnancy, 70 or 80% of my, down woes, that feeling of just haziness, darkness, things like that was gone. I was feeling much lighter, feeling much happier, feeling much more connected to the world. So I definitely thought it had to do with whatever hormones my baby and I were sharing. Before that, it was literally, I felt, because I feel like I'm a very intelligent person. I'm a thinker. I overthink things a lot, or I think about things a lot. I get into myself and I look at the world from inside out and outside in, right? Mostly inside out. So I try to understand what I'm going through when I'm feeling certain things. So back in my 20s, I was in a relationship that was awful. I felt trapped. I couldn't do anything that a young person would want to do, and I was also a young mother. So I felt trapped. I couldn't be myself. It just made me feel so like, kind of like numb, right? And I was depressed. And I could say from my situation, my circumstances, that situation added to me being depressed. I think situations in life can make you go into depression or become depressed. And that's a valid thought. but sometimes also it's, you know, those brain functions, those juices in your brain that makes you happy, that is not working anymore for you. I get it. But don't you ever feel like certain circumstances in your life doesn't transmute to you being depressed? They really do. Also, the experiences that you deal with in life, right? Going through different things in your life, dealing with different people. It's hard for you to get out of a certain rut. Things like that will add to that. So what I'm trying to say is they could be many factors to your depression, and you just need to understand that and give yourself a break. So how does depression feel? Like I said, it's unique to everyone. So sometimes people can't really tell you how it feels, but this is how it felt to me. So depression feels as if, like, when you wake up in the morning, there's so much pressure on you to actually be a productive, happy human. Because soon as you get up, you feel as if there's nothing different going to happen today. I'm going to feel the same way. There's nothing really to, fight for, be happy about, be productive with. Like, it's just, this is it. I'm going through this motion. So we call it emotion. It also feels like there's no color around you. There's no color when you go outside. Yes, the sky is blue, and yes, the trees are green, but it doesn't matter to you. You don't recognize those things as, like a rechargeable energy or fulfilling to you. Like, you don't acknowledge those things. It just looks gray. It just looks darker, even though those colors are there. Life just seems like gray. And how I knew this is when I was depressed, and at some point I started taking medication. And for that first 2 weeks, when you take medication, or even a week, or however long it takes you, the world is brighter. The colors are brighter. Everything is a little bit more louder. You can hear things clearer. You're understanding. You are focused, So yes, that's one thing. The world just seems a little grayer when you're depressed. And when you're not, it's normal. It's not super bright, but it's normal. And of course, our perception of this is different for everyone. We're not the same at all, when it comes to our perception in life. We all have different perceptions, but human beings, we see things a certain way. We see the trees, we see those are all things that you can look at to see how you perceive life. How do you perceive nature? How do you perceive people around you? The work that you do, how do you feel in your own body? Everything like that. So that is all connected to how you feel, as a safe, grounded individual. Can you use your feminine energy to battle depression? You sure can. You have such a great quality inside you as a woman that you can create life, okay? It's literally your sacral chakra where life begins. You can create life. It's such a gift that us women have. So when it comes to our body and falling into our body and realizing how we feel in our body, it's such a powerful energy. Once we fall into our body and we start to feel that energy, literally our sacral chakra lighting up and radiating out, doing that exercise every day will fight depression. And how will it fight depression? When you activate this feminine energy, which is in your sacral chakra, in your womb area, in your, private area, whatever you want to call it, the P word, whatever you want to call it, right? You activate that energy, everyone feels it around you, okay? But most importantly, you feel it. You feel pleasure and joy from activating your honeypot energy, okay? Your sexual energy, your feminine energy. So once you start doing that and it radiates out of you, you